3, 2, 1, go. So many cute characters and not enough time to sculpt all of them. So let's get started. Let's bring in our reference image. We're going to start with this little rascal. Transform. Yes. And we're going to change some things up, of course, like I always do. You always have to make it better than the reference. You always want everything to be better than the reference. All right, let's change this to Metcap. Okay. And what else do we want to do here? I think we're good. Orthographic, we're good. All right, so there's a lot of things I need to figure out. Cute little coat type thing. Lots of fun stuff to figure out. I love it. Okay, so let's start with the head, of course. And we'll use our gizmo. You know what? I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. And it's sort of like, do I want to use a cylinder for this, though? I'm not too sure of the best way to get this sort of shape. And also you can't see the back, but that's okay. All right, I think I have an idea. So we're just going to block this thing out. So let's move to the right. That's actually fine. So let's just block everything out. So we'll add, this will be the head. We'll add some cylinders. Let's do snap. Oh, didn't snap. There we go. So we'll do some cylinders. Kind of like that. We can adjust them a little bit more later. And you know what? This, I think I want to take move and symmetry and make it kind of this shaped for now. Okay, for the body, it looks sort of cylindrical. It actually looks like a, it's cylindrical, but it's like round. Probably another sphere is probably fine. So this will be yellow ears. Add another sphere. So I'm just going to validate this and then move, and I want to use the symmetry for Z and let's do show line. I want to do both of those because the bottom has to kind of splay out a little bit. So it's sort of like this. This might even be a little bit wider on the sides. Oh, this looks like it's in a mirror. Let's take it out. This will be the body. Okay, I think that's all right. I don't really like that it's... I'm going to round out the bottom. That's a little bit better. The body does bevel a little bit, but I think I want to just trim the bottom. So we'll use rectangle. I think we'll just trim it, and then we'll voxel remesh it. 200. Bring it down a little bit more. Actually, it doesn't really have to go down a little bit more. I think that's okay. So I like these little feet. So there's just, it can be cylinders, I think. It could be spheres too, but I think we'll do cylinders. So we have cylinders, we'll shrink them. We'll use the mirror. And I feel like they're a little bit... They're a little bit rounder on the bottom. So sphere might have actually been better to do like 2 spheres. I think that's actually better. I mean, I don't know why I didn't. I always use spheres for everything. I love myself a good sphere. So we'll go down, shrink it up. I just feel like I can, with a sphere, I feel limitless. I'm just being facetious, being silly. Although it's true. I feel like I can achieve anything with a sphere. With enough spheres, I can probably rule the world. Okay, so that's interesting. I didn't really think about the body width-wise. So now that I'm thinking about it, let's squeeze it together some. I don't mind if it's wide. Let's get rid of blue. I don't mind if it's a little wider, because it does get a little wider at the bottom. So I'm going to sort of push and pull to bring that bottom out a little bit. But I have to remember the whole thing is like sort of roundish. Yeah, it's like a little muffin. It's not like a muffin at all, but you know what I mean. Round and cute. Why can't I use my... Oh, there it is. Okay, so these can be a little bit smaller. So something like this, and then I think I want to trim the bottoms. So let's go ahead and validate. We'll bring it to front, and then I'm going to trim the bottom. Let's bring in a platform. Okay, we'll just go ahead and validate that. We'll go ahead and voxel. Oh, it's in a mirror. In a mirror, always. We use good old round edge, just so it's not so ugly. It's still kind of ugly. Okay. So we have something like this. The only problem with these legs are they need to be a little bit more straight. It feels a bit better. Okay, something like that. And then let's use another sphere. Oh, actually, I don't want to clone it. I don't want to clone it. I actually want to add another sphere. Because this can be the feet, the feeties. So we'll mirror. And the feet are really close together, but like I was saying, it's like I don't have to match everything the way it is. I can do things the way I want to do them. It's the beautiful part of this whole thing. I can make them perfect the way that I want them to be. Okay, I like that. So let's validate the feet, and then we'll trim. Should probably join the two, but that's okay. Where are the legs? So these are the legs. So we'll validate those. Oh, I guess it was everything. That's fine. So now we can trim, and everything should get trimmed. Perfect. Okay, so now there's an inner part of this hood. And we might be able to do some trimming. Let's see. So this is my first thought. The hood kind of comes up in front of the body, so that'd be around here. So using the polygon tool, I'll just go like this. And it's sort of... does sort of a thing like this. Something kind of like that. So let's see how this trims. Oh, I had it perfect. And I was on the wrong freaking mesh. The only problem I have with that is when that happens to me, I always do it again and I don't spend that same amount of time on it. I never do. But that's okay. I think this is fine. That's actually not bad. It's not as perfect as I would have wanted, but it's not terrible. So let's remesh this at like 200. And also let's save. Let's rename Little Green. So let's do some round edge on this so it's not so ugly. If you don't have round edge, make sure you go check out the video and get the round edge brush. Gotta get the round edge brush. So let's do the little arm. So those are like kind of like really round little cylinders. Again, I think I want to go with spheres. The only problem with cylinders is it's hard to get that roundness. So these can be out a little bit forward. And low. So they kind of go in underneath the thingy. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to validate that, but we still have to adjust it. So, because we have to make the outside wider and more round. I don't think I need symmetry just yet. So we want the bottom part to kind of I want that part to be nice and wide and the top part to be straight. The middle can be kind of flat. But you just want to make it round, sort of like that. That's actually not too bad. And we can adjust them a little bit. We can move them a little bit forward. And we need to stretch them. So let's do the red and just stretch them out a little bit. The arms aren't so short. So actually now we're seeing, I'm also seeing that for the body, maybe I'll move the front out a bit. And this, actually there is a little space there, so that might actually be okay, because this hood part has to come around and underneath and like kind of go down there. So so we do have to hollow out inside of this. So so there, I guess there's a couple ways to do it. We could do it with mask. I don't know how accurate this will be with the mask. Let's go in close and see if we can get it a little tighter. All right, so something like that. It's not the most perfect, but I think it's okay. So let's invert. And then we'll take our gizmo and push it back. We don't want it to come out. Might even tilt it up a little bit. I don't want it to come out of the back, but I want it to go back pretty far so that I don't have to worry about it anymore. So I think that's good. So we'll clear the mask, and then we can voxel remesh this again. Check everything out. Okay, looks all right. I'm also noticing these are back a little bit. So those are back a little bit, and they kind of go in. They kind of flop back a little. I'm going to validate, and then I'm going to use round edge and make them nice and round and soft. Okay. It's not too bad. Whoop. So let's see if we can smooth out. We want to turn on symmetry and just smooth this out. Is that in a, no, it's not in a mirror. Okay. It was looking a bit weird for a second. I'm not really worried about the edges because we can clean those up with pinch later on. The only thing I'm worried about now is keeping everything smooth. If I need to, I'll remesh lower so I can smooth, but it looks like it's smoothing it out just right, just fine. Okay. Let's make some of these little pieces on top since those don't really require too much work. So let's, wait, what is this? Oh, these are the legs. Do a quick save. Where are these? Oh, these are the arms. Yellow ears. Cylinder is the floor. I wind up always having a lot of layers, so you just really have to label them. Okay, so let's do a cylinder. I cannot wait to be able to print stuff. Like, the print bug has hit me hard. And actually, you know what is easier? It's probably easier to clone. Oh, let me think. To do the mirror, clone this one too, make the little one, and I might have to round these out later, but I think it's fine. And then I will join these two. They're still in the mirror, so then I can go ahead and place them. But the smarter thing still probably would have been to, probably would have been to place them first and like bend them in anything that I need to do, and then place them. Just want to make sure that it's nice and flush. It's actually okay if it's up a little bit, I think. I do want to put a little bit of a bend in it though, so I'm going to take move. I might just solo it. It's only going to move the outer one, unfortunately. Let's turn on the blue. And just give it a little bit of that. Oh, I can't see the other one. Excuse me. It never fails when I'm like trying to record. So I don't know where the other one is, but that's okay. So we'll just clone this one and do the same thing. I can't believe the other one just disappeared on me. So we'll go out of solo mode, and then we'll just push. Oop. We'll join. Oh, and this is really got messed up here. Let's see. Does a line help us? No. So let's change the pivot to make this easier to move, because right now it's looking crazy. I'm just going to use that green to point directly out. That looks good enough. So press pivot again, and now I can move this down and adjust as needed. And if I think the top parts are too small, I can separate. Oh, there's the other one. So I'm going to delete the other one. Let's see what else we find here. Okay, so let's go to this one. Let's shrink it a little bit. That looks perfect. So I'm just going to take all these, and I'm going to take these first and join them, and then take this and validate. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to undo it and leave them. Hood, eyes. Because I'm going to want to color them different, so I don't know. I'm not sure what the easiest way to do it right now. But I think it's important that I continue to block this stuff out. So, we can actually... So this is the inner. This is the outer. Let's add another cylinder to that mix. And this is for the little decoration type thing. We don't have to hit mirror here because it's already in a mirror. And if I mirror again, then it'll be a mirror within a mirror, and it will just get crazy. So I think it's something like this, right? It's right at the edge. Interesting. Maybe I'll solo and give one a little bit of a move. Validate. I'll turn on the blue as well. Just give it a little bit of a push. I just like to get that nice bend in there. Keep it honest. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. So there is this bit here, which looks like an upside down cone. I think that might be the easiest way to do that. But it's round though. It is round. So let's do a sphere. We'll squash it a little bit, I think. And this, maybe we want to bring this down some. So it's actually like a hood. And this part is going to be connected. Oh, that's in a mirror. Let's get it out. Okay, so this actually looks pretty good. I think we can just crop it. It only goes up a little bit. So let's validate it. And then let's trim it. So I'll take a rectangle and trim. I wonder if I should have trimmed. You know what? Instead of doing that, let's go ahead and start filling this space. So this part is flat. And it actually, I need to start shaping this kind of hood backpack type deal. I don't actually care what happens to it. I like the details, but the main thing is this hood comes down and then it goes around the arms. And the arms might be a little bit further up. They might be a little bit far forward, actually. So I'll do a line and I'll just move them back. You want to get that roundness of the body. Okay, so let's see if we can either move or drag this part of the hood. So this part is like this part is straight. I think I need to start flattening, but I also need to check out and make sure that it's wide enough. I think something like that is good. Let's check some angles. So I think I need to start flattening. So let's see how this goes. I want to flatten this. Okay. And I think the easiest thing to do would be to, it might be to trim. Let's solo this. Yeah, it might be to trim in here. So I'm going to use rectangle and just trim right about here. It should be equal because of the symmetry. The back looks fine. Okay, so this might be a way to fake it. That little strip might be a way to fake it. So let's try move, and let's see if we can just sort of bring this push and pull until it's where I need it to be. It's not bad. It's not bad. We might have to round it out, but I think I might be able to do that with some other tools as well. But it actually is decent. It's not terrible. So then there's these little, like, let's see. Let's voxel remesh it. I'm just going to do a quick save. And let's see, let's use move. Let's see how much we can get it to sort of go underneath the arm. Push and pull is real. I always find that you can really maybe drag. Maybe I want to drag this because this part is straight, but I think I need to straighten that out more. Let's use smooth just to kind of get rid of some of this excess. And let's just move it out a little bit. I think that's good enough. Okay, so this part puffs out and is flat on the top. So what I want to do is make sure that I have symmetry on, because I want to make sure that this is, like, we want to make sure that we fill this space inside. And it should look like that it's, I don't mind that it's like touching, because it should be. Ooh, that's actually good that if I puff it out a little bit on the sides, that actually works. I would like to bring this side down to fill that little bit of space. But I don't mind that it's like all touching, because that just makes it feel more, a little bit more realistic to me. Even though it's not really realistic at all. Okay, I think that's good. This part bothers me a little bit. It's like a little bit too, there's too much definition right here. So maybe we can smooth that to sort of flatten it out a little bit. And I might even need to, ooh, what happened to these? Let's grab these. Somehow these got kind of messed up with all the moving. So let's grab those and just sort of redo those a little bit. Okay. I think it's good. I think I want to drag, and I think I just want to drag this down a little bit. Okay, so at least it's a little more round. I like that better. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. So let's trim this now. goes up, so maybe we can bring it up pretty much to about here. I think that looks good. I'll voxel remesh it. I do that so it pretty much like holds the shape. And we do have these little like creases, but I think we can do those with the crease tool actually. I'm going to use my rounded edge and smooth it out, because those edges are really, really round. So I might even have to voxel remesh it lower so I can get those edges nice and round. And I might have to do the same thing with the coat, the bottom part of this, but I'm not sure yet. I think it might be okay. All right, so this part we can trim. And this part is actually connected to that. So I think we can just put these two together. So the body and then the sphere. I'm trying to think if there's any reason why I shouldn't do that now. I can't really think of any. So let's go ahead and voxel remesh them together at like 200. I'll do a quick save first, just because I've spent so much time, and just in case there's like a crash or something. So I'm going to go ahead and do round edge on the whole thing. You can do a little bit more aggressive smooths with the smooth tool. Make sure symmetry is on so it smooths the right way. Okay, that's looking good. So the head looks like, this looks like a cylinder. So this looks like a round, like a cylinder. So let's do that. So this is the head hood. So we'll add a cylinder. So I'm going to validate it, and then I'm going to use round edge while it's still only 2,000 vertices, and just smooth the heck out of it so it's nice and round. Okay, I think that looks good. So now the hair looks like it could be another cylinder. I think it could be another cylinder. Let's do another cylinder. We'll flatten this one a little bit. Actually, we should do it longer and then crop it for the middle part. So let's tap Gizmo and do a hole. I think that's good. The top is okay because we're not going to see the top. Oh, so hole, Gizmo. And the hair is almost the same length. So I think that looks pretty good. Let's solo it. Let's turn it to the side and protect. We'll validate it. And let's protect the back. So select mask, rectangle, and we'll protect the back. So now we'll unsolo it. And we'll use trim. And I think we can just make like something like this. I think that's pretty good. The only thing is maybe it's nice to, I probably should Let's do symmetry. So there's one big one in the middle and then two smaller ones. Well, at least we have kind of a basis of like where they're going to be. I think that's fine, actually. Might have to bring it up a tad bit. All right, let's voxel remesh this so we can sort of solidify. I'm going to do it at 250. And then let's do round edge and see how it goes. Okay, I think it might have been easier to do. I don't know actually. Just trying to think of the best way. So I think I want to flatten this. And I think I want to maybe a crease to show where the break is. Maybe another one here. It's not bad. Let's use pinch and try to get some of this, get this looking nicer here. Smooth this out a bit. Oh, the frickin' symmetry did not work. Why wouldn't that work? Oh, now it's working. So now I have to turn it off. I don't like that. And like, I don't really mind when I have to do something different on the other side, like do like what I just did. There's actually, I mean, it's fine. The only thing that I don't like is later on if I need to change something or do something else, sometimes you can run into issues. And that's the only thing that I don't like about that. So let's try move. I think I want to protect what we made though. So I think I'm just going to lasso this. Oh, okay, symmetry's not on. Butt monkey. So I just want to protect that. And I think I just want to move this a little bit. I don't know how to actually, because I want it to be round. I want it to be like moving backwards a little bit, but not that way. Maybe flatten. Ooh, but softer. I don't know, does that make sense? Like I want it to like be going back, sort of like a forehead would. I can probably take the mask off since this is kind of non-invasive. I can kind of see what I'm doing. Oy. I mean, I was doing a pretty good job until I messed it all up. Oh, let's see, maybe I can start moving this. That's it's not perfect, but I need to do something else because I don't like how I made it. Okay, so this is how it looks, but that's not the way that I want it to look, really. I might have to just voxel remesh it lower. I wonder if I can just use smooth to push it back. Sorry, I was probably the whole thing is probably shaking as I apply intense pressure. So that's more like what I want. Fortunately, there's no way to just like does that look okay? Yeah, it looks okay. Looks alright. So now I'm going to voxel merge up high again and just add those creases. Otherwise, I'll completely forget. So add those creases. Looks good. It looks tightly packed in there. I don't mind that it's a little dark back there. That's fine. Because I can always take this in a little bit. If I think that there's too much room, I can just sort of squeeze the back in a little bit. Or I could take this and spread this out a little bit too. Okay, so there is a little bit of roundness coming from like the cheekish area. So let's just expand that a little bit if we can. Push that part out. Maybe we can even just push the whole thing out a little bit. And I was kind of thinking that maybe I want to bring the head or bring the hair back a smidge. I don't like that. All right, cool. No, I think it's pretty cool. I'm trying to figure out, sometimes I start to see things. Whoop. Okay, so let's do some little eyes. We have to do a little bit of these details, and there's a backpack as well that I almost forgot about. Let's do these little details. I don't know if I'm going to leave the eyes like this, but for now, let me do a little savey poo. Let's add some little eyes. Super tiny. Kind of wide. And these circles here, I think I might want to add them with, I don't know the best way to add those. I kind of want to do spheres, if I'm honest. So let's just validate these and call these eyes. Let's add another sphere. I don't even know if this is really going to work. And the reason why I like to do shapes rather than just colors is because I always do subsurface. And when you do subsurface, the colors aren't necessarily that. The colors don't always play nice with subsurface. Okay, what's my issue here? I think I need to maybe squeeze. So I need to figure out how to make it, maybe I should just use color for that. I think I should just use color, actually. I'm changing my mind. We'll just use color for this. Is there anything else I can use this for? Not that I see right now. So I'm just going to delete it. Oop. Let's do resave. Let's do this weird little mouth. I'm probably going to change that, but for now, let's add a cylinder. Cylinders are becoming an MVP. We'll do snap, turn it, bring it out really tiny. Really tiny. So I'm going to validate this. I'm going to make, oh, what is this cylinder? Oh, that's the hair. Hair. Put that up over the head. Where's the head? Oh, that might be the head here. What is this? Oh, that's the coat. This is the head. So I'll put the hair over the head. And this is the mouth, which will clone. So let's name the first one mouth. And this one will just be mouth B. Because there's like a weird little thing that I know I'm going to change, but for now, it's easier to just block it out and not think about it too much. So let's do round edge for this. I'm going to remesh it. Oh, I'm going to remesh it lower. You know what? I need to hide one. Otherwise, it's going to keep going like back and forth. So round edge. Okay, and just make it kind of round. Symmetry on. I'll do a more aggressive smoothing. Okay, that looks good. Looks like it's maybe a little bit thicker. And I want to use move. And I'll turn symmetry. We need a different symmetry. We need, I think we need the blue. Nope, not the blue. Green? Yeah, I think green. Turn symmetry on. And we'll just give it a little bit of a slight bend. And we'll move it into position. I'm going to solo it a little bit. Or not a little bit. I'm going to solo it the whole way. And just kind of give it another little curve here. So it'll form a little bit better to the face. Perfect. Just move it in a little bit. And I'll just pull it out a little bit more. Okay, now where is this? So it actually looks a little bit thinner. Mouth B, I'm just going to delete and just clone this. Okay, so I'm going to smooth this out more, especially on the top and bottom. And I'm going to stretch it out. So for now, there's just like a random little thing here, and I'm just going to add it for now. Why can't I just smooth the ends? Here we go. That's better. So a little more off to one side. All right, so how do I want to play this? I don't necessarily want it to be the way that the art is. So I'm going to smooth this out. Like so. And then I want to just move out the top. Oh, it was still symmetrical. It must be in a, oh, it is in a mirror. Okay. Okay, so part of me wants to put like a cylinder on the end and then just put like little hands. So let's not think too much about it. Let's just be about it. So I'm going to do everything to, oh, I guess it doesn't matter since the mirror is already there. So I'll put it in the general area. Take snap off. It might actually be nice to put a bit of a taper on it too, now that I'm thinking about it. Wait a minute, how did that get like that? Wait, when did I... Oh, you know why? Because I'm on a line. That's why. No, it's still... That's okay. I'll just do that. That's fine. So if we put that there, and maybe we can even... Let's do radius. Let's make that a little wider. Maybe not too wide. I don't want it to be too crazy. Oh, and you know what else I have to do? I think I have to adjust this. As well. I think that'll help this look a little bit better. Oh, they're a bit too long, huh? it kind of helps. Maybe if I bring them back a little bit more. Bring these back a little bit more. Oh, what don't I like? I like that a little bit better. I wonder if it just has something to do with this. I can probably do a nice inflate under that too. Okay, so let's make, let's take both of these and make it a little bit, oh. Let's actually take both of these and make them a little smaller. Move them in a little bit more. Move them up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I can probably inflate down here. Okay. I like it. So now we just need to do some little like nugget hands. Let me do a save. So cylinder or sphere? Cylinder or sphere? Let's do a cylinder. I think I need to make this in its own mirror. This will be hands. Okay, let's just validate and let's do rounded edge and figure out what we're going to do with these little hands. Take it off snap. I don't usually use that little ball in the middle, but sometimes it's nice when like you just need to like manually add stuff somewhere when it starts being real butt monkey-ish. So I'm going to soften this a little bit more. I think that's good. This will be the hand. So we can do a little thumb here. So let's make little sausage fingers. I think we're going to do 4 fingers. Or do I want to do 4? Yeah, 4 is okay. I'm going to bring the sphere out of the mirror for now. And there is a little, there is a little trick that I want to do, I think. If I validate and then I do symmetry, I think I should be able to make a little pill type shape. I think that'll be better for our little digits. Okay, I think I need to bake this. Pivot, reset, pivot. Didn't really help, actually. Okay, let's move. Let's give it a little bit of a bend. Let's take round edge and let's smooth it some more. Oh, it isn't really smooth. We'll do it manually. All right, that's a little bit better. It's more of what we need. Now I'm just taking a look so I can kind of see how I want the hands to actually be, or the fingers, I should say. Like, do I want them down like this? That might be a little bit more realistic. So let's make this one a little bit smaller. Let's move it over and let's tilt it a little bit more inward. So then we'll clone. This one could be a little bit bigger. So we'll bring it out like this. I do wish there was more of a bend. Okay, so this one will clone again. And then we'll just have to painstakingly put it where we need it. I think I want them a little bit more like this. Spend a lot of time on it now because it's just harder if you try to do it later. So really just get it the way that you want. So let's clone this and make this the thumb. Just manually drag that in there. Okay, it's actually looking pretty good. All right, let's see how this looks. They look okay. They actually look all right. Not bad, not bad. So let's flatten out. Ooh. Oh. It was just being funny for no reason. I like to flatten out the underside of fingers. Okay. And let's go and let's give this a little bit of a drag. Why not? Give the thumb a little bit of a drag down. All right, I think I'm happy with those. So I think these are all fingers. Be nice if I could see them. Pinky. Okay, so these are all fingers. So I'm going to join these. I'm going to clone, and then I'm going to attempt to do symmetry, world, and then mirror from left to right. And it did not work, as usual. It is the right plane. Flip object. That didn't work. All right, I'm just going to delete them and just make sure that I have the right thing. So these are fingers. Okay, so we have our fingers. So let's clone them. And let's solo. So if I just flip object, it's flipping them on the same thing. So if I do this, world, flip object. Ugh, that's so weird. Where did it flip them to? This is the front. Let's do another experiment. Okay, I have another idea since I don't know what's going on here. Let's just add a mirror and be done with it. That was so easy. Okay, so let's so voxel remesh this around we'll do it around 250. Do a quick save. Voxel remesh the fingers. They didn't stretch too much. But why do they look so weird? Oh, because of the palm, that's why. That's why. So we need to validate this and then do these two. Is it the same? No, I'm going to do it at like 250. It still looks really weird. It's a bit odd. It's a bit odd, but I guess it's okay. I don't know why the mesh is so soft. But I don't mind it. I'm okay with it. So let's do some sort of backpack. We can't really see, but that's okay. We'll do cylinder. Whoop, let's snap. Whoop. We'll go ahead and validate it for now. So maybe we'll do it something like this. Take it off snap. So maybe something like that. We'll keep it small for now. We'll do some round edge. Okay. And maybe we'll take move and let's turn on symmetry and switch it to this. Maybe we'll just make it more backpack shaped. Okay, looks pretty good. Ooh. Again, the clay is super soft. So let's multi-res whenever I get those little thingies. Okay, it's a little bit better. All right, so maybe we can, let's rename this backpack. We'll clone it. And we'll try to make some let's see. What do I want to do here? I kind of just want it to be like a flap. Let's use some clay across the top. I just want to make the top a little bit more like boxy. Oh, let's see. I think we can make something a little more simple than this. I'm not sure what, but I think we can. Let's think. Let's think here. I wonder if it's wide enough, actually. I guess it's wide enough. don't want it to be too far away. Okay, so this is, so I think he just needs a flap. Definitely needs a flap. So let's add, okay, I think I put it together in my head. So let's do another cylinder. And let's do it this way. Or honestly, I could probably just use I'll use this for now. I'm going to validate and then use rounded edge. And then use move. Let's position it a little bit better. And green. That way both sides move at the same time. Okay, so we'll put it about here, but then we need to move it out. So let's turn off the green. Let's turn off the blue because we just want top. Okay, it's looking a little bit more decent. Okay, that looks a bit better. Let's drag. I guess it doesn't even need to be. It's actually all right. So what do I want to put on the sides? And, oh, I think I have another idea where we can use another cylinder. I'm going to have to do this a couple of times because I got to figure out how to do the straps as well. validate. And I'm going to go ahead and round edge these. And then adjust them so that they're make sense. It makes it a little easier that it's a whole cylinder and not like a cylinder with a hole. It's a complete cylinder, it's not a cylinder with a hole in the middle. Okay, let's use, what do I want to do for the side pockets? All right, so let's, we don't need to mirror it, so let's validate and round edge this. Because right now it doesn't look like a pocket at all. So we can use this more severe thing on the side, or on the bottom. Stretch it out. Let's actually tilt it a little bit. Maybe even use layer. Okay, so do we need to use layer? I might not even need to use layer with sub. Let's switch to let's switch to blue, I think. And let's turn symmetry on. Okay. Voxel remesh that and then do a rigorous smooth for the pockets. And we can even add some stuff in there too if we want. I don't really need to, but. And for the, I don't know what I want to do for the straps. I kind of want to keep it pretty simple, if I'm honest. Just do a quick save. Actually, if I give a little bend to this, it looks like it belongs. Just enough. looks like it belongs just enough. And this eventually, I think I'm going to put a inflate behind that. So I think that'll be okay. So I just need something to, maybe it's, I think I do need to use a cylinder with a hole in it. Unfortunately. But I think that's the easiest thing to do. Let's see, what's the best way to do it? If I snap it this way, skinny it up, make it even thinner, if I can remember how to do that. This never usually works out good doing so what I'd like to do is get it as much in position to where it looks decent as I can. And the rest I'll just have to like stretch. Oh, but actually, when you have a backpack, it kind of goes here. The top goes up and the bottom goes a totally different spot. Kind of forgot about that. So maybe I need to stretch for the front, and then I can trim it. Make this a little thinner. Make sure I mirror them. Do not want to do this twice. Okay, this might be doable. It might be a fail. So I'm going to validate it, and then I want to voxel remesh it. Do a quick save. I want to voxel remesh it. I'll do rounded edge. Get rid of some of those little ribbies. I'll take the symmetry for now. Okay, smooth it out. Now it's just a matter of, do I want to trim this? I think I have to. So I'm going to take trim, I'll put it to the right, and then I'll just trim it. Voxel remesh. Smooth out the little bit of a trim. And then just try to move it. Turn symmetry off. Okay, it's not bad. Now this part, I forgot about the front. So that can be there. Let's bring this part up. I kind of want to squeeze this a little bit here. I want to bring it really close into everything else. So this part I want to bring into the backpack. I'm going to slide that right in there. It'd be nice if I could turn this, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that. It's going to be a kind of a hard push and pull to to sort of turn it. Pulling the top and pushing the bottom, and then trying not to get it like looking too crazy, which it's kind of looking a little crazy already. I don't think there's an easier way to do it. It looks good up until here. Now, what is the best way to make this turn? I don't think this will work, but we're going to try the gizmo. It's kind of what we need. I wonder if I could like clean this up. Oh, so it's really gnarled though. What does it look like when you smooth it? And what does it look like if I bring this part out? People are going to be so upset that my topology is going to be so bad. People are going to be crying because I can't animate this. You know what? I don't care. I'm enjoying it. Alright, this is like pretty good. It's really close to what I'm looking for. So you know what? I'm going to voxel remesh lower. And it better be doing everything to the other side. How good it is. Because I have to marry these two again. I might even use some clay just to kind of build that relationship back up. So let's do clay. Flatten. You know what? I have to voxel remesh it a little bit. Otherwise it's taken too much. Okay, so this has to be, I just have to make this a little bit more perfect. Let's see if we can flatten this. Oh, this stupid. Smooth all this. Come on, tools, don't fail me now. Can't believe it's still recording. Okay, that's not bad. Everything is looking pretty good, actually. Except for this strap, but that's okay. How is this so thick here? All right, so let's just do some pinching and try to bring this back from the dead. I mean, it looks decent. I'm not unhappy with it. It's just not as clean as I would have hoped for. And where are we at on this? Let's voxel remesh it higher. And smooth, maybe we can bring some uniformity back to it. I wonder why that got all messed up. A little shaky, but not bad. But that's why I do these sculpts, because, you know, I like to learn better ways to do it. And sometimes you can get them really good, and sometimes they're not, but I don't know, it's still fun to like try to work. These are like puzzles to me. It's like a game. It's like, how can I figure out the best way to beat whatever the game is? It's exactly what this is like for me. How can I use these tools to win the game? And I do win all the time, because people look at it and they're like, how did you make this in this application? Hard work. All right, that looks good. Let's add, do I want to add a tortoise? Let's just go with another cylinder. Now I'm just kind of just doing details. I was going to say having fun, but I'm always having fun. But I kind of want to add a little like claspy thing so we can bring in that yellow from the drawing. So I do want to add that in. So maybe around here. move it in a little bit, and then let's validate it. Let's round edge it, and then let's move it. Let's put something in here. Let's take a sphere. Let's take it out of this mirror. So I'm just going to validate, and then I'm just going to smooth until it's compliant with the pocket. I kind of want to put a strap on this thing too. So for the other side, let's add some cylinders. Do a quick save, so I never have to do those straps again. Although I do have a bunch of other AI stuff, artwork that have a lot of backpacks and stuff, because I made some really cool stuff. So I'll have to learn how to do it better, and that's just how it is, as it should be. So I'm going to validate this, do some round edge, go vigorously around the top. So we'll clone this one. Maybe we'll make this one taller. Clone another one. I don't want it to be completely, you know, everything to like match up perfectly, if you notice. Okay. What time is it? Oh, it's 1:49. So not terrible. Oh, you know what? Do I want to do 2 of these instead? You know what? I'm gonna also remesh these. Then I'm gonna do some rounded edge. Okay. I kind of want to do like a little strap here, but I don't know. Oh, maybe I can do it really easily with a backpack buttons. Backpack flap. What are these things? Oh, that's that. Join. Pocket sticks. Pocket sphere. What is this? Wait, what happened to the other? Oh, I moved it out of a mirror, didn't I? So I'm just going to give it its own mirror. I'm going to validate it, and then I have to name it again. Back straps. Back buckle, I guess. And this is the pack pockets. What is this? Yes. Straps. Don't know what this is. Oh, okay. Validate. Small strap ties. Arms, what is this? Oh, this is the cuff. Probably need to give it its own mirror. Oh, can I make a hole in this still? Oh. Interesting. Ah. Why not? Coat cuffs. Okay. Pocket sphere, pocket sticks, yellow ears. Yellow ears, arms, coat cuffs. Let me get a save. All right, it's annoying to have to do all that, and I don't really have fun doing that part of it, but you really have to. Otherwise, it's so much worse. Okay, so let's now we can just do a little bit more fun stuff, I guess. I'll bring this down a little bit. I think I want to, let's bring this out. I think I want to do a nice flatten. And I think I want to bring out the back part of it a little bit. But I do have to be careful. I guess for this kind of thing, number one, let's go ahead and just give this a nice flatten. Make it look like something, but this is the real danger. Do all this work to fix this stupid looking strap. You don't want to ruin it. You also don't want to take too much off. Okay, I think that's okay. Okay, so be kind of cool if there was like a little piece on the end of the shoes. Maybe mask might do the trick. And also, do I want to blend these together? I don't know. I don't know if I do. Because if I don't, I can do my little something like that. Let's try with the mask and let's see how it does. Let's invert and then let's just pull it out a little bit maybe. That looks silly. But I do like these little details. How would I do this little piece right here? That's a good question. I think I got it. We'll use a box. So we'll bring the box up. We'll make it really small. Like that. We'll validate. And we'll do round edge. Let's make it round. Maybe even voxel mesh really low. Make it really, really round. Maybe I'll go a little bit more aggressive on the edges. Okay, stretch it out a little bit. So now I'm going to voxel remesh this high. So voxel remesh that high. And then I'm going to take trim, symmetry on, and I'll make the inner wall like that. So I'll box remesh it again around 200 and do round edge. Or actually, I'll just do smooth. Okay. So now let's add another box. So we'll validate and do round edge. Smooth out the bottom a lot. Stretch it. And I think I want to tilt it so it kind of looks like that. And then we'll add a cylinder. I need to make this a little taller. I do love doing little details like this. I think it's so much fun. Oop. Is it in the middle or is it? Oh, it's a little higher, actually. You know what? I can probably flatten this. And actually, let's just get rid of some of this. It's the easier option. So validate that. Put all these together. Call this the little front buckle. I think that's one of the coolest things about this is like you just get to practice so much stuff, and I find that to be really, really cool. It's just like it's really challenging, and I love it. Okay, nice. All right, what else do we have? The little, oh, this little thing. That little thing. So, let's start with here. Let's use crease. Don't use crease or layer. And how high up is it? Okay, so we have that. Maybe it's time I do... I don't think I can do those crevices with select mask. That's how I would like to do them, but I don't know if it'll work. If they were to be straight, then it would work. But see, it's not that straight. Which means I have to use crease. But that's actually good for that part. This top part can be flattened a little bit. So there's a crease coming from here. And that'll look nicer when I go over it with like the darker color of this green. That'll look really nice. Okay, that looks good. I kind of want to add one here as well. I don't know why, but I wanted to. And that's the beauty of this thing. You can add whatever you like. I'll take the backpack. Oh, that's not going to work. Let's do a quick save. So I'm going to voxel remesh this really high. Oh, let's see if I can get these out instead of subdividing. That looks good. Let's pinch this a little bit. Give it some structure. Pinch this a little bit too. Okay, let's go here. Oh no, this is high. Okay. Oh, I think the arms have a nice thing in the middle too. How big are the arms? The arms aren't that big. Let's see what we can do. The only thing I'm oh no, that's not working at all. Okay, so for this zipper, I can do a box, I can do something similar to this, I think. And then I can just do a cylinder. Okay. Not think too much about it. Let me just go ahead and start adding. So backpack, let's add first a box. Let's do a little save. So this will be the first little zipper part. does it go? It actually doesn't go all the way up to the top. It goes to about here. Pretty much like this. So let's validate, and then let's do a nice rounded edge. And maybe we'll move this top part. Okay. Looks good. I want to kind of get rid of this a little bit more. Okay. I think that's good. Can probably lose a little bit more on the bottom. Okay, so now, let's see. Maybe we'll use a, ooh, I think I have an idea that might make this a little bit easier. Not really, but zipper line. So we'll add a cylinder, move it up, move it down, make it a little bit small. We want to make the top smaller. We want to essentially make the zipper. So we'll do it like that. Flatten it. And validate it. And we'll just use move to bring to sort of, gotta use the green too. Oh no, not the green. Dum. The blue. Okay, looks pretty good. Rounded edge. Do it like that. Make it a little more stout. Then we'll voxel remesh it pretty high. Let me just do a quick save first. Since I don't know how big this is. Oh, it's almost 2 million. Big boy. Girl. So now we need to trim inside of this. Polygon. Let's try a polygon. It's not always the best. I want to make sure it's kind of chunky. So that it reads correctly. I'm using trim. Am I on the right? I think I'm on the right piece. Oh no. What is that? Okay, so that didn't work. That's all right. We'll use... First we'll do the cylinder because we need to make the little piece. We need to make the little connector piece. So that will be something like this. Could even put a hole in it. So that'll be something like that. Good. Even make it a little bit thicker. Okay, so we need to do, I'm just going to use I think spheres, or cylinders, I think I'm going to use cylinders. We're going to do some old school Boolean operations. So the first shape, I'm just going to validate this. The first shape has to be I think we need front and back. Let's do drag. Okay, that actually looks pretty good for the first hole. Okay, so something like that. And then for the bottom one, we can probably just duplicate this, or clone it, I mean. We'll clone it, we'll make it a little bit bigger. We'll stretch it out a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. Do a quick save. All right, so we have cylinder, cylinder. So let's choose both of those. Let's hide them. And these are going to go through this. So we want to voxel merge. I'm going to voxel merge quite high, maybe like 300. Okay, looks good. We'll turn symmetry on. Smooth it out. Oh, they're a little thick. I need to fix these shapes. Shapes are just a little thick, unfortunately. Okay, I think that's a little better. Validate this. Whoop. Okay, I'll validate that, and let's see how these look placed. Yeah. I think they look good. All right, so next for this, we can probably do a nice crease from here. This goes up quite high. I want it to be a little more subtle, but that might be difficult. Okay, that's a little better. And maybe I can make it deeper with the paint. So that's not too bad. This is pretty big. So maybe I'll add inflate. I don't mind this one. I guess there's no real, I don't really have any details on the back of what it might look like. But I feel like it might be better if it's something like this. Yes. Kind of like that. Whoop. Add a little bit of a plane down there. Smooth it out and then take pinch and kind of bring it back. Once I kind of cleaned it up. It's kind of nice. All right, I think I need to send this video over because this is going to be huge. And then after that, I think I'll figure out if there's anything else I want to do to this. And as I say that, I'm seeing like adding a bit more of a crease or a crevice. Where that is. I think I accidentally went over this crease. Did I? Oh, I did. I gotta be careful with the smooth tool. I had it really big. Really light. I just want to enhance that little piece. I think everything else looks good. I don't know what else I need. Maybe a pinch along here to kind of get this cleaned up. Okay. I think this thing is ready for lighting and coloring. But let me send this video over. It's already 2.5 hours. And I'll be back in a jiff. Save. All right, welcome back. So you see he's, it's not the Metcap anymore. It's actually lit PBR. But what I did was, I like to color it this sort of like terracotta look. I just think it looks great. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. So this one is saved. So I'm going to save as. And just open a new one. And I'm going to show you this really easy lighting setup. I probably should do this as a separate tutorial. So this is just a really quick lighting setup, especially if you don't have like a background and stuff like that. It's really quick and really easy. So first let's, I'm going to take everything. Because I always do the lighting first before I color it. But this doesn't really count because it's just like, you know, let's turn off all the lights. I'm going to delete all of them. And just have it like I was. I'm going to turn off post-process. So this is like pretty much where we were. Let me just paint it white. So this was the Metcalf. This was like where we had it. Yeah. So this is like what we had. So the first thing that I do is obviously change from Metcalf to lit PBR. I don't like this. So I always change this to a rough white instead of like that glossy white that I think looks really bad. So I always change everything to this sort of like rough white. The next thing I do is turn the environment off so it's all black, and then I add my first light. So I'm going to name this one key. This is the key light. As long as you have your thing, your mesh positioned, the light's going to hit it at a pretty nice spot. I usually turn this up to like 1.5 or so. So that's our key light. I tap here and I change this to softness because I like soft shadows. So that's one. Next, we add another light and we call this one fill. So we have the fill light, and let's bring this one over. Let's take this one and bring it over here and up. It doesn't matter where these lights go, but I like to put them sort of generally where the light is pointing. So this one we're going to put facing this way to lighten up all this black. So just spin it till it's like facing the side of your mesh, but it's just a fill light. It's not supposed to be as bright as the other side. So we just have to lower the intensity. See, this is black, but we just want it a little bit sort of like that. So it has some light, but it's still, you can see that this is the shadow side. Oops. So we want to do softness as well. The next thing we do is add an edge light, which will be a light. So we have lightness here, and then we have shadow, and then we're going to have lightness again. So we tap here, add another light. This will be edge. I usually make this one a little bit warmer. So let's take this light and let's turn it around. You can see the light kind of moving. So we spin it around until it's right on the edge. So we kind of want something like this. See, it's just like a nice edge right on the side. You can turn it up a little bit. Beautiful. And then for the last light, and also we have our position here, which looks good. So we can save the position. Just go to here, go to perspective, and then hit add view. And it will add, you know, a view. I like to name it like 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and likewise, and you know, I like to put my focal length at like between 10 and 12 also. So for the last light, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. We'll add a light, top down. This is the only light that will make a spotlight. We'll change this to cool, so bluish. Put it up, face it straight down, and put it sort of right here. It's like a good spot. And we'll just raise it up. So maybe something like that. Maybe increase it a little bit. So we'll do something like this. Let's bring the background, make it a little bit darker. Like so. Really quick, easy lighting setup. I use this all the time. And the other color that I was using that I think I like better than this white color, because it still doesn't even really look white. Oh, I forgot to bring the environment back. So tap the environment and then just turn it down. And then you can try to make it white. You want to do like your own sort of white balance. So we'll bring it up a little bit. And then you want to do post-process, because it'll change the way it looks a lot. So it changes the way it looks quite a bit. I usually turn vignette off if it's on. Mine's not on, obviously. Okay, so looking at this, it's actually not too bad. Could probably turn my environment up a little bit. Maybe turn my key light up a little bit. So something like that is a really easy, quick lighting setup. So that's one color. The other color I was using, which I like better, I'll tap here, and it's just like this kind of terracotta color. My problem is I have to select everything again. So this is the color I was using that I really like. I just think it looks really beautiful. Oh, where's my top down? It's not that bright. For this different color, let's make it a little bit more blue. Yeah, this looks nice. And sometimes it's nice to go through and see what your lights actually do, because they really make a big difference. But I think that looks great. So this is the sort of gingerbread one. Let's go ahead and export this, because it looks really good. We'll turn the render resolution all the way up. And maybe we'll tone this down a bit. The shadow is very serious. Shadow is very serious. Okay, I like this. So I'm actually going to send out a, let's save. And it still looks a little dark, actually. Let's bring up the exposure a little bit. I tend to do that. I tend to have my sculpts really dark for some reason. I'm trying to like step away from that. Let's raise the key a little bit too. Yeah, just make it a little bit warmer. Okay. Save again. So now let's send it. We can just do a 4K. Oh, do I want to do transparent? Should probably do transparent. And then we have to bring our we'll bring our reference back, and we'll start coloring. Perfect. So now we'll just airdrop this to the computer. Okay, nice. So let's bring our reference back. let's start to color this. So do we want to do a white background? I don't usually do a white background. I don't know, we might. I didn't even really organize all this stuff. It's like the head, hood. You know what? I'm just going to color everything one by one. So this is like a light, like a pale green. Oh, I got to turn this light down. Okay, I gotta turn this down, I think, and I have to turn the key down. I have to turn all my lights down a little bit because they're feeling way too bright and it's hard for me to see. This looks like it should have a little more yellow in it. It's pretty good. Okay. These are a little bit more lime colored, yellow colored. Grab this color for these. I think the straps are like a little bit of a different color. They're like a little bit more, maybe even a little bit more greenish. That's the box. That's the inside box. So the outside box, maybe we'll change the, we'll give that a little bit of a gloss. Just to switch things up. Gotta switch things up. So this will be sort of white. This will be the same. That might not be white enough though. Is this thing selected? I can't tell. Oh, it is. So we'll paint that white. This will sort of match this color. But maybe we can try to figure out. I can't even really see. For now, I'll just paint it this color until I figure out what color I want that to be. So this is going to be a bluish. Okay, that didn't help. All right, I have to move this hate not being able to see the color of things. Bugs me. Actually, I have this stuff really big because I think it's easier to see for the videos, to be honest. So it's blue, a little bit more towards green, it looks like, but then very muted. And then the skin is like a light warm. And this is a good way. I need to figure out why it's not as light as it should. Could be the environment, and actually I should, post-process is already on. Let's turn on global illumination and see. That looks a little bit better. These should be black, but maybe with a gloss. You can probably hear the cat crunching. So mouth and mouth B, I'm going to join them. And maybe these don't need the gloss. So I should just make these the same color. Maybe I'll make them white, just white. Black, white. But it's sort of like a warm white. It's the same warm white as this. Let's try to do this first. And actually we need to change this stuff to subsurface as well. So subsurface, bring this down to about 1. All this stuff is going to be good old subsurface. I don't know if I want to do everything subsurface. I forgot about this little piece. We'll give it a little bit of a shine. Why not? This is a skin. I can link to the face. These are yellow, but like a pale pastel yellow. They feel a little too green. Actually, I think they're probably okay. We just need a little bit of, just a little bit more. Okay, so now, oh, the backpack. I Forgot all about the backpack. Actually like this color. I don't even know what color these things are. This can be a nice I mean, it's a nice brown now. It's quite a nice brown already. But I think I want to, let's solo it. Oh, I should do a little save. Save as. We'll save over this one. So we'll do a little paint job over this guy. And then we'll try to smooth it out a little bit with our smooth color. That's just the smooth tool with 0 intensity. Maybe we can get it to look like bread or something. Let's go back to our view. That's one thing I forgot about the views, is that they move. Actually, it's okay that it's down there. Let me just chill. But I want to make it a darker brown on top to differentiate. These details need to be subsurface as well. Why, you don't have to move that crazy. I've been thinking about this a lot, making these eyes a little bit smaller. It's kind of difficult, actually. Wait, where's the reference? think it's a little too annoying. The only reason it's annoying is because there's... Alright, I'll just do this. I'll just trim one of them. Oh, I hate when it doesn't let me do this. Delete. Take this eye out. They used to really annoy me when I didn't know why it wouldn't let me trim. But eventually I figured out that if it's in like a group, it just acts silly. It doesn't tell you why it's acting silly. I need you to be smaller, eyes. Perfect. I think that's good. Maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe just a smidge. So I'll just put it into a mirror. I must have subsurface on. This must be why everything is so slow. I do, of course I do, like a dum-dum. Subsurface. The legs. Subsurface. I think we got mostly everything else. I don't know if we got the eyes actually. Maybe I don't need the eyes. Already got that. Good. I don't know if I want the backpack to be. I just feel like parts, they blend together better if they are. Otherwise, you just get these like black shadows. I think that's what I like the least. Black shadows. Okay, so let's paint. Let's add a new layer. Let's try to match this color. I think it's something like that. Maybe a little more pink. Oh, I think I have a paint circle tool. Wee. Okay, so what do I have to do here? Okay, I could try dynamic topology. It still doesn't look good. I think I just have to, let me save. I think I just have to voxel remesh high. Oh no. Gotta subdivide first. Okay, it should be sufficiently high. Let's see. The color is almost spot on. Looks good. I think I just want a little bit smaller so that it reads as circles. And I also think I want it a little more muted. Okay, so preliminary look. There are a few other details that I can do. And I'm noticing now that I kind of want these a little bit darker. Let's add a fresh backdrop. Let me save. Let's add a fresh backdrop. Add to scene, assets. What is going on? Update. Maybe something changed when I updated my. There it is. That was annoying. Okay, so let's line this up with the ground. Well, it moved a little bit far up, I think. Okay, so this should be white. Okay, I think something like that looks good. Still looks a little funny. Can't tell why. I think the environment is too bright, maybe. The environment might have been too bright. I think I need to get some of the light from my lights instead. can't even really see this light. It's obviously doing something. I just don't see it that much, that well. Let's move the key a little bit behind, I think. Let's take the edge. Now let's adjust it. I should be using, I should switch to spotlights only because now, like, the lights are all in a, since you put the background in, the world lights can't shine through it to the character. So that might be another issue I'm having. Doing lights this way, like without spotlights, is fine if you're just doing it without a background. But if you have a background, you have to change it up a little bit. Let's put another spotlight. Let's change this to a little bit of a warmer color. Okay, looks good. Oh, I forgot to paint. How long is this? 29 minutes. Let's turn post-process off because I have to paint this. Did I add a layer already? No. Beige. So it's bedtime. Oh, it's past my bedtime. Hoy, not good. So let's paint. It's 136. Okay, that looks good. Let's go ahead and erase some of this. Okay. That looks good. I gotta stop saying that, I think. Now what I do need to do is I'm going to add another layer now, darker, and this, I'm going to take this green and just make it darker. And now I'm going to rework these. Oh, doesn't look like it's actually painting with the color. There we go. Actually looks like it might be a little too dark, but it might be okay. Now it would be nice if I could get this looking good. Paint some of this in here, nice and dark. Oh, yeah. This fresh backdrop again, killing me. I don't know what I just painted. Alright, so hopefully this will smooth out nicely. Let's make it a little bit darker and really get in there. I don't think the arm is too thick, so this should blend nicely. I wanted to take this color and make these that color as well, but it's too close to his hands. So maybe it's better. Oops. Okay, so for this blue, definitely needs to get some darker blue up in there. It's 214K, so let's decimate it. it's still 126. Target triangles. Why is it decimating so slowly? Oh, do I have a mask or something on this? There we go. I had a mask. And I knew it because it's the only time it does that. Okay. A little bit more of this, and I think we're golden. It's 136K, so let's go ahead and decimate it. Let's paint these like crevices. Let's see how this does. Oh, it's not bad. Let's get a little bit here too. I can't rely on the rendering alone to get the kind of, turn symmetry off, the shadows and stuff that I want. So I gotta do my own ambient occlusion. Let's do a little dentopo for paint. Let's do a little. Whatever this thing is, let's go ahead and add it. Why not? Okay, it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's bring back fresh backdrop. I don't think I can get it as bright. Post-process. Get a little brighter. the other thing is, I can take off a little bit of ambient occlusion. Might brighten it up a little bit. But I think that's about it. Oh, the only other thing we can do to lighten up the face a little bit is move this blue light, which I'll make a little less blue. I'll bring it forward and then put it a little more on. Where did you go? Why are you not in the middle? Pointing where I want you to go. So I can shine it a little more in the face. Maybe even a little less cool. All right, I'm going to save and be done. All right, so there's our reference, and here is our final drawing, which I think turned out pretty good. All of these soft, all of these should be soft. I don't even know what the fill light is even doing. Can't even see it. Oh, it's over there. Okay, I see you. I see you. I'm going to save this as my fourth view. The edge I can't even see, so let's... Oh, I see it a little bit. Let's make it a little brighter. Okay, cool. I think that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, walkthrough, whatever you want to call it. I had fun. I think this is looking nice. Let's see if we can get a nice view without the stupid light. My God, light. Gizmo, can we go to Gizmo? How do we get this light thing to go away? Post process is on. Turn up the render resolution. What can we do? Can I tap this? There we go. All right. Keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video. What's up, guys? Just wanted to let you know that Skillshare is having a sale, 40% off for the year, and the deal is going up until April 30th. So it's up until the end of the month. So if you're thinking about it, if you want to get into 3D, if you want to do some Procreate classes, Nomad Sculpt classes, I have a bunch on Skillshare. Make sure to check it out and make sure to take advantage of 40% off until April 30th. Keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video.
All right.